guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a while since I filmed a makeup tutorial, so I thought today I would film my everyday makeup look for you guys. Now obviously this is not what I wear every single day for school. I don't put on anywhere near this much makeup, and on a day-to-day basis most of the time I'm not even wearing makeup, but this is like my everyday glam makeup look. So whenever I'm like going out with friends or like going to the mall and I have some extra time to get ready, or like going out to eat or something along those lines, this is like my go-to everyday glam makeup look. And a lot of the time when I wear this look I get a lot of requests for a tutorial on it, so that's why I decided to film one for you guys today. I'm also kind of in a different setup. If you guys can see, I'm using my vlog camera today, and I did this more of like a chill, laid back makeup tutorial as opposed to like my super set up and professional like regular makeup tutorials. So let me know what you guys think about this setup. Before we do get into this video, if you guys do like me and do like my channel, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here, and also turn on the post notification bell if you guys don't want to miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling. Without further ado, if you guys want to see my everyday makeup look, then please keep watching. So the first thing that I always do is wash my face. It's a pretty crucial thing for me when doing my everyday makeup, whether it's natural or heavy glam, because if your skin underneath isn't clean, then the makeup on top of it isn't going to look good. So that's always what I do first. I have a full skincare routine up on my channel. I'll link it down below for you guys, but I typically always use my Clarisonic before doing my makeup. And then after that, I always make sure to hydrate both my under eyes and my skin. So the eye cream that I've been using is the Laneige Water Bank Eye Gel, and I'm literally like basically out of it. Like I have like barely any left. I've just been like scraping it off. And then I also have the Laneige Hydrating Gel Water Bank Moisturizer. I don't know how I feel about this moisturizer yet. I don't want to recommend it to you guys, but it's the only one that I have at the moment. I love the eye cream, but this one I'm kind of iffy about. And then after that, the first step that I always do of my makeup routine is I do my eyebrows. So as you guys can see, I already went ahead and did them. Just for time purposes, if you guys want a full like eyebrow routine up on my channel, then let me know down below and I will be sure to do that for you guys sometime in the future. But basically all I do for my brows is I just use this Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Caramel. It's just like the thin pencil. I find that these are the easiest for me. And then I typically will just take a concealer, like the Born This Way concealer, and this little thin brush right here. Any like flat concealer brush will work. And then I'll just clean up the edges, mostly underneath, but sometimes I'll clean up on top as well. Sometimes I do them more natural, sometimes I do them harsher. I don't know, it always changes, but it's just kind of however they come out that day. Anyway, we're gonna start off with my actual makeup now. So when I'm doing this more like everyday glam makeup look, I typically start with my face. If I'm doing like a more like super glam dramatic eye look with like darker smoky colors or like vibrant colors or even like shimmer shades or anything like that, I will start with my eyes first. That way none of the shadow falls onto my face. But since we're doing like barely anything on my eyes, I'm gonna start with my face today. So I'm actually gonna be combining two different primers today. So the reason I'm doing this is because the Hangover primer is a more hydrating primer, and I've been super dry lately, as I said, because of the colder season. So I'm gonna be using this in the areas where I feel a little bit more dry. And then I'm also going to be using the Hourglass Veil Primer, which is kind of like a sweat-proof primer. I don't really sweat as much like during the colder seasons, obviously, but I do live in Florida, so it does get hot sometimes. And I tend to get oily around my nose still, since I do have combination skin, and I feel like this helps prevent it. So I'm just going to be applying these two, and then we'll move on to the next step. So after applying my primer, I always go in with my foundation. So I'm going to be mixing two different foundations today. I did self-tan yesterday, so I'm hoping that these are gonna match me. This one might be a little bit dark. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of it first, and then we'll see if I'm gonna add a little bit more. But I will typically just take a little bit of this Hourglass Vanish foundation along with this Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'll kind of mix them together. I'll just like draw this a little bit around my face first, not too much, because both of these are super full coverage. I also like to use the Born This Way foundation on like an everyday basis. I feel like that one's not as full coverage as these, but when I want like a more full coverage everyday glam makeup look, then these are the ones that I go for. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this and then a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and we'll be mixing them together with my pink beauty blender. So as you guys can see, this is pretty full coverage. I don't know if the color is like exact, but also I would typically blend it onto my ears, but my piercing is still kind of healing, so I don't want to get any foundation on it. So just ignore that. Once I have my super heavy foundation on, I'm gonna move on to concealer. So typically I would use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, but I'm actually out of it right now. I do like that one a little bit better than this one, but since my under eyes and skin have been a little bit drier lately, this one is actually a bit better for that because it's not as drying. And it's still a pretty good concealer. It's not my favorite, but it's still like one that I would go to. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Nude. And by the way, if you guys wanted to know what shade I am in the foundations, I am 2W2 Raton in the Estée Lauder Double Wear, and I'm in the shade Golden in the Vanish stick from Hourglass. But I'm basically just gonna put this on the high points of my face, so my chin, my nose, and my forehead. And I like to do that first before doing my under eyes because my under eyes crease the fastest. So I'll do those areas first, blend them out, and then I'll draw it on my under eyes, blend that out, and then I'll set it like immediately after. Obviously, this is like a more like full glam and a more full coverage everyday makeup look, something that I would probably wear if I was like going out to eat with some friends or going to the mall. Like this is the look that I always like gravitate towards just because it's still full beat, but it's not like too intricate and over the top, if you know what I mean. But if you guys are interested in seeing like my everyday makeup look, like for college, for example, which is like way less than this, then let me know down below and I will do that for you guys as well. And also if you guys wanted to see like a no makeup look, which you could also wear to school, but I probably do separately from my college one, then let me know about that as well and I will film that for you guys. And let me know what you guys think about the setup behind me. I hope it's not too dark. I tried putting like as many studio lights as I could fit around me on, as well as my vanity light, and I'm also using my vlogging camera instead of my main camera, which is a little bit different for me. I've never used this for a makeup tutorial before. I've been loving the laid back videos lately. I feel like they're like more personal, so that's why I've been liking them. So that's kind of the vibe I was going for, but let me know what you guys think about it. So I'm basically just gonna be putting this under my eyes. I do put a pretty decent amount under there, and I also like to bring it to the sides of my nose, just like that. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Kind of like a triangle shape. And then I'll just go ahead and blend that out. I wonder if I can do it in the camera. I can't really see. I don't know how people do this. Wow, I haven't done this makeup look in a while because I haven't really been doing much lately. Like I've been doing my everyday college look more than this one. So I haven't had like heavy foundation on like this in a while. And then I'll also take it onto my eyelids just as like a primer for later. We're not really gonna be doing much eyeshadow, but we are gonna be putting like bronzer in my crease, so I'll have that laid down as like a primer. So right after that's done, I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier powder, if I have any left of it, and I'm going to set everything under my eyes first because it creases super fast, and then I'll set the rest of my face with a different powder. Also, one of the first things that I set always is this little crease up here. You probably can't see it on camera because I'm on my vlogging camera and it kind of has like a soft smoothing feature on it, but I always crease like right up here on my forehead, so I'm going to set that as well. I would turn off the soft smoothing, but you actually can't turn it off on video on the Sony. There's like no way to do it, so sorry about that, but you guys have seen me without it a billion times. I'm actually also going to use the Laura Mercier powder to set my nose because my nose tends to get a little bit oily. For some reason, I find that this concealer creases a little bit more than the Tarte Shape Tape one, which is like one of the reasons why I don't like it so much. But yeah, I just decided to bake a little bit under my eyes and then I'll wipe it away later. But I'm gonna take the Hourglass veil and then just set around where I didn't set already. So now that I'm fully set everywhere, I'm actually going to take more of the powder. I know it seems like a lot, but I just like to set my face a lot. If you want more of like a dewy look, I don't recommend setting your face that much. I also would recommend using a powder more like the Veil one because it's not as like drying and mattifying. I'm gonna take the same Veil powder and I'm actually going to draw 2 lines down the sides of my nose to serve as like a guide for when I contour, because we're about to contour in a second. So now that I have the guide for my nose contour, I'm gonna start contouring my face and my nose. So what I've been using lately for contour is this palette right here. It's the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I've been loving it for contour lately. I feel like it blends out like so seamlessly. I'm gonna be taking this Morphe M523 brush and this middle contouring shade right here. And I'm just gonna be chiseling out my cheeks, the top of my forehead, under my jawline, and then I will come back and show you guys how I contour my nose. Okay, so after doing the main parts of my contour, I'm gonna take the super small Luxie 207 medium angled shading brush and I'm going to contour underneath my lip, in the center of my cupid's bow, and on the sides of my nose. And then after I've contoured my nose, I'll go back in again with the powder. This is the last time with the powder, by the way. I'm gonna take the Hourglass Veil powder again. I'm basically just gonna bake down the sides of my nose again, just like I did before I did my nose contour, just so I can get that nice crisp line and it makes my nose contour like stand out more. And just clean it up a little bit and make my nose like more snatched, just like that. And then I'll also bake on the sides underneath my contour over here. While I have this palette out, I'll usually start on my eyes, and it's basically the only thing I'm gonna do on my eyes. I'm gonna take one of these like fluffy brushes. Anything similar to these would work. It's the Morphe E23 and the Morphe E27. I think I'm gonna take the E27. Make sure there's nothing on it first. And that exact same shade, the middle contour shade, and I'm just gonna put this into my crease super lightly. It's super easy, and then I'll do the same on my lower lash line. I'll add this color a little bit as well, but just like a really light wash of it just to add some dimension to my eye. So before adding the shadow to my lower lash line, I'm gonna take this banana shade right here, the center yellow shade from the Kat Von D palette, and I'm just gonna take a little bit onto my beauty blender. Not too much. I actually just hit pan on it. That shows how much I like it. But I'm gonna take about this much on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to pat this under my eyes. It's just gonna brighten my under eyes a little bit and again add dimension to my face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And it makes such a difference. If I'm doing full glam, I can't do it without doing this step now. And I kind of just take it out and then down, so kind of like in a triangle shape. And I'm also just gonna go ahead and brush away all of the excess powder that I had baking on my face. And then I'm gonna go in with this smaller brush. It's the Morphe M210, and I'm gonna use this with that same middle contour shade and just place the shade underneath my lower lash line. I'm also gonna add some blush. So for blush today, I'm gonna be using the Sigma Core de Rosa Aura powder, and it just is like a super pretty, like natural blush shade. It's not too pink. And I'm gonna be taking this opposite angled side of this OFA Dust 4101 brush. This is the side that I use to dust away the powder. And then I'm gonna be using this one for my blush, and I basically just smile and then apply it to my cheekbones. After I've added blush, I basically just want to spray my face with a setting spray. I do this step now because I'm basically just going to be adding highlighter next, and then my mascara and lashes. And I always like my face to be like a little bit damp before applying my highlighter. And also, I don't like spraying setting spray after I put on my mascara because it tends to run if my mascara gets wet, especially under my eyes. It'll transfer to my under eyes and then it's a mess to clean up. So I always do this step after my blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face, and then I'm going to fan it with just like whatever card I have nearby. After I've done that, I'm just gonna go in with my Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. It is my favorite highlighter ever. I literally use it all the time. And I'm just gonna spray my Anastasia 823 brush. This is the brush that I'm gonna be using for my highlight on my cheekbones. And I'm gonna spray this on both sides and apply my highlighter to the high points of my cheekbones. And then I'm gonna take this smaller brush from Lexi. It's a Lexi 231 small taper blending brush. And I'm gonna use this to highlight the top of my nose and an exclamation point. So I basically just do a little dot at the end right here. And then I'll do a line down the center. And I'm gonna blend it out, don't worry, it's not gonna be so harsh. And this side looks so harsh, but I think it's because I have all these lights coming in from different directions. I don't know, it looks really intense, but I promise in person it's not that crazy. And then a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I'll also do a little bit in my inner corners. I'm actually gonna spray this a little bit. And I'm gonna add a little bit in the inner corner. I'm basically just gonna take this eyelash curler as well as some mascara. The mascara I'm gonna be using is the Sigma Sinuosity Lash Mascara. I basically use any mascara for this because I feel like it doesn't really matter which one you use when you're applying falsies on top. And then I'm going to apply my mascara. And it doesn't have to be too perfect. I just apply a light coat just so they mesh with the falsies that we're gonna put on. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some falsies, and then I'll come back and show you guys which ones they were, and we'll finish off this makeup look. Okay, so I went ahead and applied some falsies. As you guys can see, they're pretty dramatic falsies, and I know that they're probably a lot for somebody for like an everyday kind of makeup look, but just remember, I don't wear this every single day, and for school, I definitely don't put on lashes. For lashes today, I went ahead and applied my 3D Mink LILLY lashes in the style Mykonos. These are one of my all-time favorite lashes. The lashes that I wear to go along with this look kind of like change based around my mood. I'll either wear those, I'll wear the LILLY lashes in the style Monaco, which I've been really liking lately. They're kind of like a toned down version of Miami. I haven't worn Miami in a while, but Miami would go really well with this look. They're definitely a more glam lash, but since we don't have a lot going on my eyes, I like to have like a super full lash to go along with it. I feel like it just makes the look that much more glam when you didn't even really have to put in that much effort for your eyes. The last thing that we actually have left to do is my lips, and I'm gonna be showing you guys my all-time favorite nude combo at the moment. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm gonna be using the Kylie Cosmetics Dolce K lip liner just to line my lips. And then for lipstick, I'm gonna be using the Dose of Colors Knock on Wood liquid lipstick. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this lip combo, and then we're pretty much done. It's like the most perfect nude lip ever. So that is pretty much it for today's makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and please don't forget to let me know some video ideas down below to film for you guys in the future. I definitely need some. I need to know what you guys want to see. I've been filming tons of different content lately, and I don't know what you guys have been liking the most. So definitely be sure to let me know down below so I know and I can film those for you guys. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video again, and I hope to see you guys next time.